Hello everyone! You may notice that my eyes look a little different today. I'm in a creepy mood because I just watched Nightcrawler. My dear old friend Alan recommended it and requested that I do my next review about it. So I had heard that it was good and creepy, so I went ahead and watched it for myself. And I share the sentiment. I really loved Nightcrawler. Like, it was freaking rad. I love that it was shot in the valley because that's where I live. So, like, they kept driving up Laurel Canyon, and I'm all like, it's the 99 cent store I go to. That's the Chase that my roommate banks at. Like, it was cool. It's always fun to see that shit. I got these contacts in Santee Alley, by the way, and if you live in LA and you don't know where Santee Alley is, or you do know and you've never been there, like, you're missing out on magic. You need to go. Nightcrawler centers around Lou, who's played by Jake Gyllenhaal, who's like this creepy, unemployed, weird-ass guy who steals like car parts and resells them and stuff. So basically just like a low-life scumbag, totally looks like he's on crack. Like, typical person that you would probably see in LA. Lou is driving home this one day and he witnesses this horrific car crash, so he gets out of his car and is watching the whole thing take place, and he asks the guy who's filming it, like, hey, how much do you make to do this? Are you hiring? And the guy who's filming it, he's like, I don't get paid enough, and hell no, we're not hiring. Get your ass out of here. Lou goes and pawns his bike and gets a police scanner and a camera and goes out and starts going to crime scene.
Who am I? I'm a hard worker. I set high goals, and I've been told that I'm persistent.
Until he finally gets to a car crash where someone actually is dead on the road, and he like gets way in there and gets really close up to the body, and then goes and sells it independently to a news station. Lou seems to seamlessly manipulate everyone around him.
Now, I know that today's work culture no longer caters to the job loyalty that could be promised to earlier generations. What I believe is that good things come to those who work their asses off. And that good people who reach the top of the mountain didn't just fall.
He manipulates the lady who he sells his footage to by making clear how much she actually does need him in his footage because she's in charge of a failing news station. He manipulates this homeless guy who he gives a job interview to and tells him that he has an internship. So he basically has this guy like working for him for like $30, $40 a night, putting himself in danger. And I mean, he just does it because he has no other options. It's kind of sad. So Lou gets the woman that he's selling the footage to sleep with him. And that scene is like the creepiest scene ever because he's coming up on her and like explaining, you know, you need me because of this, and you need me because of this, and you need me because of this. And he just keeps getting like closer and closer and closer, but he's just like one level the whole way through, just like totally calm. I don't know. He's unnerving as fuck. Jake Gyllenhaal, you're unnerving as fuck. And he had a man bun. I think that was my favorite thing ever. Like, every time he'd go off to a crime scene, he'd just hair back in a man bun. Man buns are in this season. I don't know why that is, but, like, everyone has a man bun. Like, I know chicks who have man buns. Ultimately, Lou allows his assistant to die in this big police shootout that he had essentially orchestrated, and he films that and then sells that. He's just like a really big scumbag, but it was really interesting also to see the background of the news aspect because it really illustrated how our media is actually kind of run. Like, it's not really about the news anymore, it's about getting good ratings. So people will put stuff on television that's just really gory to get people's attention so that people will keep watching because people just have short attention spans, you know? So, I don't know. It was definitely a food for thought kind of movie. Definitely left me feeling a little creeped out. And, yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal, wow.
My motto is, if you want to win the lottery, you have to make the money to buy a ticket. You have to make the money to buy a ticket. You have to make the money to buy a ticket. You have to make the money to buy a ticket. You have to make the money to buy a ticket!
You just looked like you were on drugs. I just really hope that you weren't method acting, that's all. Smashing 10 out of 10 paws. Perfection. It was a rad movie. It was filmed in my hood, and I definitely recommend it to everyone. Take a day, watch Nightcrawler, go to Santee Alley, get yourself some rad contacts, party. Straight out of North Hollywood, I'm Valkyrie Spock. This has been Rantz with Valkyrie, and I will see you next time.